Thank you for tuning back in for R&D Rewind. I'm Rich.
And I am Dakota.
All right, so we're finally here. After a few days, over the weekend. Kind of wanted to let the dust settle a little bit so we can talk spoilers. Evil Dead Burn. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Dakota. So I already know. I already knew Dakota wasn't going to really like the ending of this film, but overall, let me know what your thoughts are, and then I'll tell you mine, and then we're going to go through pros and cons, and whether or not we like the characters or etc. So,
I thought this one was fine. I, like pretty much everyone else, probably prefers Rise. I think they just overall with every aspect, I feel like they do a lot better in Rise than they do in this one. Honestly, overall, what I say is like what I liked about Rise was how I guess just like more real and adept it felt because everything was happening in a small apartment. So then it's just you were able to, I guess in a way, relate with these characters more because they were in a smaller space.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that was really good that I feel like this film kind of doesn't do as well because it seemed like a sequel movie. I don't know how to explain it. Like even just the beginning of the movie, like the beginning credit scene, just didn't hit like Rise did, and it felt like a sequel. I don't know how to explain that very well, but it just seemed like they were trying to go bigger and better, and they kind of lost what people loved about Rise so much.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I'd have to say that I think I like Rise just a little bit more because of specifically the mom alone was just so good. But it's not like everybody here isn't good. I just don't think they're as good as her, but they're close. There's some of them are close. I don't think anybody's going to top Mia from the 2013 film, but I mean, really, I think it's really good. I think it's really good. Some of the they wrote the family to make us hate them because they're already super richy, snobby scumbags, just like the son was. It seems like the only person that had his head on straight in that family was the other brother. But I really liked it. I liked the film a lot. It actually my score didn't change up or down when I went to go see it for the second time with you. I thought it was good. Some really gross out moments, and not gross out in what you think would be gross out, because the stuff that make my stomach turn in this film had nothing to do with gore. But we digress because we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie is just so mean. It's so mean spirited. It's very gothic, which is weird because I actually think this is the best looking film between actually all of the films. Actually,
mm-hmm.
I think this is the best looking one. I love the snow setting.
Yeah.
I love, dude. I thought even with the color palette being just straight up washed, all the colors are washed out, but the gray tone, the gray like look, the black and white look, I guess you could say, really fit this movie because it is just so fucking mean. Whether or not you want to say this movie is, it's not gorier than the other movies, but it's just so much more violent than the other movies. Just because people getting their fucking asses beat throughout the entire movie.
Mhm.
And it's just like that, is that kind of mean spirit that I'm talking about, where like, yeah, I guess you could be like, oh, this chick got her face smashed in by a dishwasher, what do you want to call them, lid, like a door,
Yeah.
a dishwasher door.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but that's nothing new here in this series. It's just more of like people getting tossed around, beaten to hell, and it's just so like, damn, just breathe for a second, stop.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie by any means. I just you're obviously comparing it to even though you can't necessarily tell, besides a couple little scenes here and there, that this is a sequel to Rise.
Yeah.
But so if it was just like its own standalone film, I would.
Kind of like Rise was to 2013.
Yeah, because I knew that with Rise they were kind of just redoing it all.
It's still in the same world as Evil Dead, but it's like this movie is really tying things together.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming Wrath is just going to do even more of that.
Right. Well, I mean, Wrath is going to show us where this all started, if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah.
I think this movie is really good. I will say it definitely is about 20 minutes too long.
20 minutes?
Yeah, in my opinion.
He's talking about the last, he's talking about the last 20 minutes.
Pretty much, man. There's like 3 times where it feels like this movie was trying to end.
Yeah.
And
where it ends is very odd. I just wish it would have ended right there in the front yard.
Yeah, that's honestly that's what I thought. But at the same time, just the way that they were.
Oh, I just want to get in pros. We'll talk about that in pros and cons. This is going to be just straight up spoilers.
Okay.
This is because we're already past. If anybody's seen this movie, they've already seen it. Spoilers ahead. Okay. If not, we've probably already spoiled some things. Maybe, I don't really know. So, what do you want to start with?
Oh man, I think I would probably want to start with pros. Kind of going back to just how brutal this movie is. It holds nothing back.
It does not.
Just a little fair warning: if you still haven't seen it yet, which if you haven't, go. If you are sensitive to animal abuse, there's a scene you're going to want to look away for about 20 seconds. It's I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, there's you get this sense like this family sitting at the dinner table, and the dad is like trying to get the dog away from him numerous times, and the dog's not listening. And then you kind of like it, like, oh, he's gonna fuck this dog up. But really, I'm like, are they going to go that far?
The dad's already possessed by the deadite. Yeah. So it's not necessarily the dad that's pissed off at the dog. It's the deadite that is pissed off at the dog.
Right. Yeah. So. But normally you would be like, okay, well, they're kind of going towards, oh yeah, the dad's gonna mess his dog up if he keeps, bothering him. But are they though? Are they really going to? But then they do, because he keeps trying to grab the corkscrew. He's trying to grab the knife.
No, and they did good though.
The tension building was good. Then he grabs a fork. And at that point, it's just like wham, 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 wham. But the dog doesn't. Oh yeah, the dog does. He does die. Yeah, that's right, because they bury him.
Yeah, because then the dog also becomes a deadite.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so sick.
I would have probably preferred like a more of a seeing a fight scene between her and the dog more than because you pretty much at the end. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. At the end, you get like 3 individual final boss fights almost. So I guess to start off at the beginning of this movie, there are these two couples who are friends. One of the couples, which is the main character, pretty much like the main protagonist in this movie, her and her husband get into a fight. Husband drives off drunk. Husband ends up running over a deadite,
which is the same. I guess you could say it's not the very beginning of the movie. It's the very beginning of the movie takes place at the end of Evil Dead Rise, because you have the deadite, the blonde girl that gets possessed pretty much at the beginning of that, but that it's then time is screwy because I don't like when movies do that. Rise did that where like the end of the movie takes place at the beginning of the movie, but then you have to going back right back to the end of the movie. But yeah, it's the same doc that Evil Dead Rise took place with those friends, and then you see the head with the hair being ripped off, and yeah, I mean it's fine. It's a fine opener. I personally like it because it's like a true sequel.
Right. It's way of tying the two films together.
Yeah. I appreciate that because I kind of wish they had done that with 2013 and Evil Dead Rise, but there was just like such a big gap between that, and it was like I don't think it was necessary, but it's still the tone feels the same from 2013.
Yeah. I feel, and I don't know if this is like an Evil Dead thing, but I feel like they were kind of giving like a little nudge to 2013 in this movie when they kick her downstairs, and there's just a shot of her, like there's a shot of her in the basement, and they close the door.
Yeah,
I'm like, I feel like that was kind of like a nod to 2013.
Yeah, I would probably say so. Any other like good things? Like I loved the way the movie was shot. I loved the camera work. There was a one moment in the bathroom where like the camera's like right here and then right here and then right here and then like we're starting to twirl back around because she's got her head in the bag and she's kind of pretty much hanging her, and there's like a shot from above of like just her attacking them and then like them like wrestling around. There's a lot of just wrestling around in this movie, and I freaking love it because it's not just straight up slash gore. And I also really liked, I kind of wish she was the main one throughout the film, not the dad, because the dad was kind of pretty much like the big bad through the whole film. I do kind of wish she was, because I thought she was like, dude, I thought she was good. I thought she was scary. Yeah, I liked her a lot. The girlfriend of the brother. What else you got?
I think just the scenes in general, pretty much when each deadite gets introduced is really awesome. Not necessarily when he was introduced, but they end up I think they're driving the dog to the vet, or I forget why they're in the car and they're driving from
they're driving the dad to the hospital because he's freaking out,
going crazy. Okay. I can't remember if they were trying to take the dog to the vet or if it was the dad. That scene was really good,
even though he ditches his girlfriend anyways.
Oh no, yeah, that was
fucking pussy, you fucking pussy.
Yeah,
dude, that is messed up. Because then he's like watching her from above, like on top of the car. I'm like, okay, so you can watch it from the outside and not help her.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh man.
And I really liked how they even played with that later on in the film, because pretty much that girlfriend gets killed by the deadite, so then obviously she becomes a deadite.
Yeah,
comes back and she throws her. She makes her boyfriend trip. First of all, and I said this, in our trailer reaction. So I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. Anyone who actually, because there are actually people that will stack their silverware in the dishwasher like that. You suck.
No, that should be illegal.
You suck. And you should be better. Anyway,
Do better.
do better. So the second that I saw her stacking, I'm like, okay, yeah, someone's getting messed up. And then so the boyfriend gets messed up, and he grabs a broken piece of glass or something, or a fork or something, and stabs her in the neck. And then she was like, so pretty much she was like, so you were too much of a pussy to kill your dad, but you kill me like so easily. And she's like laughing at him. I'm like,
yeah, dude, she was so good. I
was
wish
like-
she was through that the entire film.
oh, dude, I'm like, sorry,
Dialogue is
I'm-
really good.
the dialogue was really good. That's my thoughts on like the pros, I guess, of the film.
Yeah, the pros. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I do think the dad was great. The mom, not so great. So we'll get to her. I thought the score was really good, actually, with but especially from the other films. Like, I thought this one was like, I kind of want to download some stuff, especially when that moment at the end of that car scene, whenever we get some great shots, dude. I can't talk about enough about the shots where they're all in the trailers though, but the way they play out in the movie and the music hit, dude, the way that the dad is shot when he's coming out and he's looking back at his son, and then you have the main Alice is her name, and they're just got done burying the dog, and she's kind of looking up, and the snow is falling. It's just like shot so good. I love it so much. But the score is very good. I love the score so much. It's you would listen to it outside of context, you wouldn't think it would work, but it does. It works here. It works a lot.
So what I guess the opening credit scene, which one do you think is the better?
Dude, Evil Dead Rise.
Oh yeah.
Even though some of the accents do slip in that film, Evil Dead Rises. Evil Dead Rises. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
With her coming out of the water and the titles coming up. Oh man, it's so good.
Yep.
It's so fucking awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into the some cons here because we have a few.
Yeah.
We have a few.
I mean, there's no perfect movie, so there's always going to be some cons. But
yeah, but when you go back and you look at this film before you even release it, you gotta. I think the idea for the ending of this movie sounded better on paper, but it does not translate well.
Yeah, no,
and I think it's going to age badly.
Are you're meaning pretty much how there's like, 4 final boss fights?
No, I don't really care about how many fights there are at the end. I care about the final boss.
Oh, yeah.
The boyfriend coming back. I mean, dude, I am sorry, but CG needs to be the furthest away from this franchise. They have done so good about not having any CG in these films, to where like even the blob thing at the end of Rise, even though I don't really like it, it was still practical effects. This is like, man, I don't know how you look at that. Give it $1 million more or $2 million more to make him look at least good. Our final guy, the boyfriend, when he's come back to life, and even his dialogue is super cringy too. He's like, "Oh, you can't live without me." He looks
do us part.
He looks like shit. His CG is so bad.
I'm not gonna.
Now, the first time when we see him from the side view, when he's walking down the stairs from the porch, that looks good. Everything else is just not good.
To me, it wasn't. I'm sorry, but if I had to pick who was more scary or intimidating, the dad or sorry, I guess we didn't really explain it. So the final boss is her husband.
Yeah. It's the husband that
he dies pretty much like in the beginning of the film, or like like in the opening credit scene, he dies. He hits the Deadite from Evil Dead Rise, and so I'm still trying to understand these rules.
Dude, don't I know
because I always thought that someone had to say the words out of the book, but in the beginning of this movie, the Deadite says the word, which at the same time I don't really know what the purpose was for it, because it's like once you get like Deadite blood in you, you become a Deadite, and let's just say that he has her blood like all over him. And so like it's just I feel like it's really, this film really contradicts what I feel like the rules are supposed to be. And so they're like, how do we stop them? Well, they come up with this fucking knife. I don't know if this knife or dagger was in the original 3, but in the book, they're like, you need this knife to kill him. But 2 of them, she didn't even use the knife to kill him. She just shredded them to pieces. But there's two characters that she kills without using the knife.
What are you talking about?
She completely demolishes the mom in the chimney, like shreds her to pieces.
Oh, well, yeah. So, I mean, if you're cutting up somebody, yeah, like that's, at that point though, she didn't. Oh, she did have the knife, yes. I think it was just for visuals. I'm not gonna lie.
She technically didn't have the knife at that point because she was
she dropped
fighting
it
on the roof and dropped it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
she didn't have it, so that's all she had was
my thing is, if there is technically a way to kill them, then the dagger, like I guess like the dagger makes things easier because it's like a one stab and you're dead. So I guess a better way of saying it is like, hey, a more simpler way is this knife. But like you can technically still, I'm curious on if you stab them with a knife, because what happens, the Deadites like travel pretty much from one body to the other.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe stabbing them with a knife completely just eliminates that, to where the Deadites don't go anywhere. The Deadites themselves die. It just, there's, to me, not really understanding the rules, it seems like there are conflicting rules.
Well, they continue to add more lore to these films the more they make them. I guess we'll probably see more of it. We're going to see a lot of it in Wrath. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just don't understand the whole, like, the Deadite can separate itself from and go into other people's bodies, and it can, whether or not it can manipulate people, like the mom didn't. The Deadite didn't have to control the mom until it had to,
right?
Because it didn't. Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. So,
and
I'm just, I don't know.
I mean, you still seem confused on how things work.
Yeah, because they're not explained.
Right. So I don't know.
They're not explained. Whether or not it's Deadite separating itself and going on the other people, and then it's like it turns on and off whenever it wants to.
Right.
I don't know.
What is probably your favorite part of the film?
My favorite part of the film was, honestly, it's sad to say, it was from the first teaser.
Oh, when it's just the one shot of her crawling around where shit's going crazy.
I loved that shot, and even in the movie, I actually forgot about it because it takes place so far into the film. I forgot about the that one shot until it happened, and I'm like, yes, it's so good.
No, yeah,
I love it.
It's definitely good, and giving it some context, knowing that it's a family just beating the fuck, like, well, the dad is just beating the shit out of the mom and son, which I guess doesn't make sense though, because isn't the mom a deadite at that point? So is that deadite really just playing dumb that entire time?
Yes, because they're trying to figure out where this freaking dagger is, and I guess they need to leave some human, like they need to make sure, like,
I guess
because it was after that point where the dad and the mom do this fucking makeout session, which is fucking disgusting on so many fucking levels. I can watch somebody's face get smashed in, but this grandma's over here sawing off her fucking leg. I'm fine with all that. But that, ugh,
yeah,
my stomach turned. I'm glad I wasn't eating anything because once I saw that, my appetite just went out the window.
yeah. Honestly, to give this movie some credit, it's the first time that that I'm like, yeah, I actually couldn't watch anything while. I'm sorry, I couldn't eat anything while watching this, especially during the scene. This part I thought was really fucking cool. On how the deadite got transferred over to the grandma, but at the same time it was so gross.
So gross.
So first of all, the grandma in this movie is arguably the best part of the movie.
She's the MVP of this film, so she is hilarious. We forgot about to mention her in our pros. She is very funny in this.
Yeah,
and it's just like super quick one-liners. It's so funny.
And here's the thing though. On paper, it seemed that that would actually seem like it would grow
sound
old.
It would sound annoying over time
because pretty much everything. And the only time that she's like talking, she's talking about someone stealing her money. That's literally all she fucking says,
and it's towards the girlfriend.
Yeah, which is hilarious. And so that's kind of just like the running joke when all this crazy shit is happening. She's like, they're just here for the money. Just give them the money. Like as her daughter's getting like beat the fuck up by this demon.
Right before the girlfriend comes up to her and she's like, "It's under my mattress. You can just take it."
Dude, so is that the fucking gross scene where then pretty much the deadite takes out the grandma's false teeth and just starts tonguing the shit out of these false teeth and then puts the false teeth back into the grandma. I'm like, okay, if that's how the grandma gets possessed, I'm giving this movie a point. Because that's still like I like when they start doing it in different ways.
Yeah. It does. They don't have to be like cut, touch or even at that point, it's like, okay, we're adding more lore because now like a deadite can just touch you and you're like, oh, I'm possessed.
Well, I think it's more of like the okay, this is gonna sound gross. Pretty much when the deadite's fluids communicate with the human's fluid.
I'm not gonna give it any flack. It's fucking nasty, but it is a creative way to get the grandma possessed without truly hurting her.
Right.
And it's funny because she's like, oh, that'll do you some good. And she puts it back in. She's like, well, where's your leg? And then bam, she freaking gets hit by the leg. And then right after that, she gets her face smashed in. But another cool shot, though, I really like the main character and the grandma are fighting on up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where you're seeing this, you're watching this fight happen in a mirror. And then once her face gets smashed in the mirror, you realize it was all shot in the mirror.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. There's since this is supposed to be the cons part, but I mean that just kind of tells you how good the movie is.
Yeah.
What I think this movie also did was it also reminded you that you're watching Evil Dead, because it was so much fucking humor in this movie. And I wasn't expecting that, because Rise, there really isn't any. One thing that just like it pissed me off. I'm being like really detailed, but it's like when all this shit happens. So pretty much the family doesn't like the wife because I guess their son who died met her in France, and they just never really approved of her. And so it's just the entire movie before everyone turns into Deadites and goes crazy. The family's pretty much just like giving the wife a hard time. And then you also find out that the son was abusive and shit. And so
Yeah.
they spend a lot of time on like her finding random pictures of their wedding day scattered around. But there is like at the end when shit is popping off and she's getting chased by deadites, she sees the picture on the ground.
It was that moment up the stairs when she was fighting the grandma, because then she smashes up against the grandma's face.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is not the time
Yeah,
to look back on memories.
it's like, do you miss him or do you not?
right.
And they just kept kind of like going back and forth. It's like, okay, they're in an abusive relationship. The guy was abusive, but then they kept saying, oh, but she stuck around because she liked it, which makes me believe she did, because she keeps seeing pictures of their wedding, of themselves, and she's like, looks like she misses it.
Well, and I think, I mean, you're kind of, I think it's just
like, oh, you're toxic, but you're all I know.
I don't really want to get, but yeah, it's just like it's toxic people. I think as its own movie, I'm going to go ahead and give my rating because I actually have 2 ratings. If it was its own rating, its own movie, I would give it like an 8.5 or 9. But since it's a sequel,
and it's part of a franchise.
Yeah,
it's a sequel, but it's also part of a franchise. It's part of the same world.
Right. Just
So-
I'm basing it off of the fact of what they're pretty much making a trilogy that's going to be tying these 3 together. Like obviously it's spread out and whatnot. But
Well, dude, like it's not really just a trilogy. Like we see the book. I don't know if you noticed on the papers, we
Mhm.
see the stitched up book from the Evil Dead 2013 that they use.
no, I don't know. Well,
It expands the world. It
Yeah.
really connects everything.
yeah, I would give this. I'm going to give this a 7.5. So it's not far off from. It's just I know what they're capable of doing from Rise, and I think they were just trying to go a little too big with this one.
Yeah, specifically with the ending, that fight with
Mhm.
with the husband. Stay away from the CGI, please. Just stay away from the damn CGI. Keep everything practical. He didn't have to, like, our final boss could have wrote something just a little bit better, for the ending.
Yeah,
I
mean,
get it. You just kind of want like the beginning of the movie to tie in with the end of the film,
yeah,
but I don't. I hated the way that the husband looked at the end. I mean, with him, the idea with him being burnt up and like pretty much has nothing is cool, but that has to be CGI. It has to be mocap, and you can't do it. You can't make it with a budget like this. You can't make it
Mhm.
look
Right.
good. So I am going to give this. I think I'm going to give this an 8, only because the way the movie was shot, the movie is beautiful, and I think I like our main lead. I think I like her. She's fine. She's definitely not the best,
Mhm.
and the score is good. They made me hate the whole family, which is by design. It's how they wrote these characters.
Right. I don't
But
know.
yeah, no.
I kind of wonder if because what they did so well with Rise is that they were they did it with mostly kids. There's, and there's 2 adults, and then obviously the people, like their neighbors.
Mhm.
Obviously, you're going to have more of an attachment when you're doing that kind of stuff with kids. But it's also because everyone in the film are like you actually grow to care about them. You really care about this family, and so you care more when these deadites start taking over.
Mhm.
I've found myself I just really didn't care whenever everyone started turning into Deadites, because I'm like, you guys, all of y'all are kind of pieces of shit anyway.
Yeah.
And so me personally, I prefer more of it to where I'm like, oh, please, dear God, don't do that to this person.
I'm sure there's other things we missed, but those are our general thoughts, a little bit of spoilers, and what we liked, what we didn't like. So,
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, if you haven't seen Evil Dead Burn, go check it out because it is pretty damn good. It is damn good. There's still not a miss in this franchise. I would probably say at least.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, guys, let us know what y'all thought down below. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all the cringy YouTube things. And thank you guys so much for the constant love and support.
All right. Now we're going to go watch Obsession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Like